Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the X-Fan Show Afternoon Delight. I am one of your hosts, Dirty. Hey, a lot of stuff to talk about. First and foremost, I have to give a big shout out to my little princess who turns 19 today, my baby girl. She's 19 years old. Happy birthday to my princess. Daddy loves you, princess. Have a wonderful day. I'm glad we got to do dinner last night because the snow here in St. Louis. So Daddy loves you, princess. Happy birthday. And respond to my text message that I sent you, you little brat. But anyways, I don't know where the hell Arlington is. He's supposed to be here. I don't know. But I'm going to bring in, we actually have a new addition to the show. I don't know where Arlington is. I don't know. Should I bring in the new addition or not? Oh, look, now Arlington's finally wanting to connect. Here he comes. Where's he at? Come on, Arlington. There he is. Hi, Sunshine. How are you today?
Whatever. Shut up.
I'm just saying. Turn your music. Turn your stuff down. You're getting old, dude. We're getting old, bro. So, hey, Arlington, I just wished my little princess a happy birthday. She's 19. But we got a lot to talk about because here, a lot of stuff to talk about. But I was saying we have a new addition to the show that I'm very excited about.
We have an intern, man. We have an intern.
Yes, we do. Can you believe that? Somebody wants to work with us. Huh? Can you believe that?
I'm doing my little happy dance, man.
Are you? You're doing your little happy dance? Hopefully he knows some stuff better than we do because we're idiots. What do you think?
I think he knows some things. And I can't wait to bring him on board.
What, do you want to bring him on, or should we just let him sit back there and just look at us smiling with his big poop-eating grin that he's got, just smiling at us? I mean, look at him. He's just sitting there. Son. You want me to bring him on? Okay, we'll bring him on. Would you like to introduce him?
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to the X-Fan Show.
Oh, wait, I think he froze.
Did he?
I think so, yep. Send him another message. Tell him he froze to re-click the link. Yeah, he froze.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you didn't
send him a message.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there he is. Let me take this one. There we go. Okay, look, now he's back. Now he's got his grin on after he screwed up on his first day as an intern. What a good job this kid's doing.
We're gonna. This is Kincaid, ladies and gentlemen. Kincaid is going to be helping us out a bit with the X-Fan Show. And tell them a little bit about yourself, Kincaid. We're going to let the floor be yours, man. This is all you right now. Go ahead.
Oh, we don't hear him.
We got to hear you, buddy. Turn your...
Oh, see?
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead, sir. You got it.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I'm a senior at Washington State University. I'm looking forward to becoming a possible NFL analyst in the future. I love the sport of football overall. And I just kind of want to just bring the audience an idea of what, the XFL is going to be about, or just what sports, and especially football, what football is going to be about, and kind of how to, view it in a certain way where it kind of gets y'all excited, get y'all riled up, for, the possibilities of winning championships and stuff. So I'm here to bring a lot of ideas, a lot of wisdom, and a lot, what this could mean for this city in terms of the Seattle Sea Dragons to possibly get, a chip and stuff, along with Lewis and Arlington and Houston and stuff. So I'm excited to be here, man. Great opportunity.
Welcome, because it's a cold winter day and across the United States. Welcome to the Afternoon Delight Oreo edition.
But for me personally, all I've really been doing the past few months has just been studying football like crazy. I try to analyze as much as I can in terms of teams, see what fits, what doesn't fit, make predictions. Kind of do a lot of the stuff the ESPN and Fox sports analysts do in terms of talking about ball and stuff. So I look at guys like Stephen A.
Oh, man.
We lost.
Well, I know that they're having – yeah, that's fine. Put us back up. I know they're having some bad weather up in Seattle.
Okay.
A lot of wind. I know they got some, heavy wind. So we'll get Kincaid back on. Champ says, welcome to the team. So let's do this. There he is. Remove this one. Add this one. Back up. What's up, buddy? I know you got some major wins up there.
Yeah, I think that's what
Seattle.
It is. It's like it keeps going in and out. I'm not sure about.
Oh, you're all good, man. Here you go. Champ says, "Welcome to the team."
I appreciate you guys, man.
So there we go. Now, Kincaid. So before we go any further, you said you're a senior at Washington.
Yeah.
Right. So you're the younger crowd. You're the younger fan of the XFL. So you're that target audience for the XFL, that 18 to 35, where me and Arlington, we're the old guards of the XFL, that 35 to 50. As a young fan of the XFL, wanting, watching the NFL, as a young fan, what's the first thing you would love to see in this day and age of media, digital, all of that stuff? What's the first thing you would love to see the XFL do?
I would say, first of all, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm an old school guy when it comes to this technology and just how things operate. I'm old school with music and a lot of these other vibes. But now that we're in a newer, day and age, I would like to see XFL kind of transition to kind of bring their sport closer to TikTok or Instagram or Facebook to kind of, promote the sport more, because I tend to see where the younger generation tends to be at. And I remember taking a class this past semester. We actually talked about where in broadcasting or just, media, where the younger generation tends to be at. And that's mainly on TikTok and Instagram, and a lot of times on Twitter. I would say more of the adults happen to be on Facebook from what the statistics say and stuff. But
easy, kid. Easy there. Easy with the old people talk. Easy with the old people talk.
Yeah. But I would just say definitely emphasize on Instagram and TikTok being some of the main platforms to use, because that's where a lot of the younger generation is. And a lot of these people, a lot of these kids like football and stuff. So once they see this team, and there'll be a lot of bored kids too, without the NFL being around, ending in February and stuff. So it'll definitely kind of bring some light to them to kind of keep them entertained and keep them locked into football and see these prospects go off, because there's a lot of talent that people don't know about in this sport. And it's definitely cool to kind of, get their eyes peeled on, what we could possibly see.
We lost him again. That win.
Yeah, it's that weather. It's all good. I mean, he was good. And, Arlington, it's funny that he says that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, RC. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
RC says, happy birthday to your daughter. I'm driving and listening. Welcome, Kincaid. Merry Christmas to all of you guys. You know what now? Kincaid, since you're up there in Seattle, one of our loyal fans right here, Jared, says, Kincaid, what do you think of the new Sea Dragon jerseys looking like the Denver Broncos orange jersey and new logo?
I'm going to be honest. When there was a Seattle when it was just regular Dragons, Seattle Dragons, I think they had a little bit of an orange tint before. You would think they would kind of, switch that up a little bit, but, they kind of kept the orange there. I mean, personally with me, I don't mind. I mean, orange definitely doesn't fit the Seattle culture. I would say you don't really see a lot of orange here. You usually see a lot of green, a lot of blue. It'd be cool to kind of have a black or something, like a black stripe type of thing, or an all black type of uniform. But it doesn't really bother me as much. But
all right, well, let me ask you this:
Seattle fans a little bit iffy because of the Russell Wilson type of thing, so we don't really like the Broncos.
Right. Plus, now let me ask you this,
we're pretty
Kincaid.
big rivals in the AFC West, so it doesn't sit well with a lot of fans seeing that orange on the jersey.
Right. Okay. So I'm glad you say that. But Coach Haslett has been talking about the breathing the fire, right? Talking about breathing the fire and all of that stuff. I know that the mayor has been talking about light the cauldron and all of that stuff as of, So, I mean, do you think maybe that's why they kind of was listening to the fans and, we lost them again. Boy, that wind up there is just blowing him silly. Arlington, see this. See if he can do it on his cell phone, because he might get a better signal.
Yeah,
that way.
It's sent to his cell phone. So we'll see if we can get him on that way.
Send it to that way. Hey, you got to love the technology. Okay, there he is again.
Technology. I'm telling you, dude. I wonder, because the wind was blowing pretty hard out here. I wonder if it took down a line, because I did hear it. It's just
right. So here, Kincaid, Arlington sent you the link to your cell phone. So click on there.
Okay. Yeah, I can.
And that might work better. And then you'll be using your cell signal.
Yeah, let me do that real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. That'll work. We'll remove you real quick. So, yeah, new teammate trying, with the weather. I mean, now listen, we all know. I hope everybody is safe with the whole winter storm Elliott. I know Arlington's down there in Texas and in Houston, and it's, 15 degrees there, Arlington?
No, not yet, but it's going to be tonight where it's going to be like all over the country. It's going to be very cold in areas that you don't normally hear or see. Being cold, 15 degrees is going to be the temp tonight. So, looking forward to that because I'll be at work.
All right, here he is. So he's back on. Arlington, bring him in because I'm sending over a link to somewhere else.
Okay.
So bring him back in real quick because I want to talk about the big stuff that we got going on.
Look at that. Clyde said it's 17 in Birmingham.
Jesus. Oh, Kincaid, there you go. Look at you. So now let's talk about it. If you guys have been noticing, the XFL has been putting stuff all over their Twitter pages today. Christmas season around the corner. Get your tickets. We're starting to see more and more ticket people. I mean, now, Kincaid, you had brought it up a little earlier about getting the fans involved and stuff with TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. I mean, what is your guys' thoughts on that? Because you go to their Twitter pages, I mean, it's just Twitter's blowing up right now with them posting their stuff. So, I mean, what are you guys thinking? I mean, is that a smart idea for them to be doing this? Or are they just, is it a late push with Christmas? Whoever wants to go first, I don't care.
I mean, I look at it like this right now. It's starting to get close down to February 18th, right? We're 57 days away now.
Yep.
I will tell you.
57 days. Because we didn't do the show. If you didn't do the show yesterday, and then today is Thursday, we said 59. So, you got to do the math. 57, right?
57.
So we had Heinz varieties right now. We had Heinz varieties coming in for this. And so I think it's going to start ramping up now that, like Kincaid said about the TikToks and about Instagram and things, that's going to ramp up and it could bring in more potential fans. Yeah. So that's right now, I think everything is okay. I know everybody's still tripping off. Well, Vegas, we haven't heard anything about Vegas yet. And, we're not sure if Vegas is going to even have a venue. And even when they do get a venue, you're going to laugh at it anyway.
Right.
Am I lying?
No, man.
You're not.
Round of money with that.
So
you're not lying.
So I'm at this point, come on, man. I'm being patient. I've been patient. I was like that in 2019, where a lot of people, you got to go back. I don't know, Kincaid, if you were, if you paid attention in 2020, but everybody was getting upset with how certain things was happening back then. And then I'm like, come on, man, you got to give it a chance to let it grow. And despite the fact that COVID hit, I mean, I keep telling everybody, I'm like, listen, we could be getting ready for season 4 if this iteration had remained, or they would probably have canceled the league prior to that, just because on some GP that Vince McMahon was thinking about, as you see where he is right now.
100%. And we connect with the younger audience, to kind of bring, people that hope again. I would just show them the history of what it was, and what it's meant to some of these players, some of these fans, and what we've seen in transitions. I remember talking with you guys yesterday. Think about a guy like Taylor Heineke, who played in the league a little bit, and now he's, just taking off with the Commanders, almost putting them in playoff position. I would just kind of show these fans, these are some of the players that were in this league, and this was who they could become, I'm saying, in the future. That's why we got to make sure we support, these guys now and kind of give them these ideas like, hey, man, these guys are still ballers. They still going to be hitting. This is still that sport. So, I mean, it's still football no matter what. And I'm gonna be honest, there might be a bright spot for the XFL as well because you see a lot of these rules taking place with the QB hits. You can't tackle a certain way, and I've noticed in the XFL, there's a lot more good hits, or not good hits, but like we see a lot more of that old school type of football stuff in the XFL, and that might be. Yeah,
go ahead. You brought up an interesting point. Okay, yeah. You mentioned about calls and hitting and all that type of stuff. Now, mind you, let's get an understanding. I'm gonna try and do this the best way I can. If you're going,
if you can't do it, you see who's sitting in the backstage.
No, I know he's waiting. He is waiting. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna try to get it out as quick as I can. Now, here's the thing: if you can make hits, certain hits in the XFL, but can't in the NFL, why would you want to go to the NFL if you're going to get penalized for it and not so much in the XFL? Now, if you're going to promote player safety, then you need to be on the same lines as the NFL. It can't be one over the other. The other thing is, the other rule is catches. What is a catch?
Yeah.
NFL's still trying to figure out this day, right? They're still trying to figure it out. So if you're going to tell me in the XFL 1 foot was make the catch in the XFL, but 2 feet is in the NFL, something got to change. Something has to be the same. It cannot align differently because then it's going to be a different process for players, a different mindset. Like if I'm going to be on the line and you tell me I can't rush the quarterback, like I think that's what, there are certain rules in the XFL that you cannot do in the NFL. And so that can be confusing. That's why I said, Dirty, for the longest time that the XFL needs to be its own standalone and not partnering with the NFL. Granted, they're doing it now, but my point is you're going to have rules where it's not going to match up what the NFL does.
Yeah. I mean, look, I agree. I agree with you. Before we bring the mayor on, I got a quick question. As I'm scrolling through Facebook and I'm trying to find all this stuff, you got to start, bench, and cut. Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
We're not starting that. No, we're not doing that. Not on this show. Start Jordan, bench Kobe, cut LeBron. Now, we're going to bring. Yeah, dang, I missed it. I was too late because he said it all too quick. I was trying to get him not to say it, but he said it.
And look what the mayor is wearing. He is wearing his Sea Dragon or his jersey. What is that? Oh, that's the Dragons jersey.
What's going on, Mayor?
Well, you talked about, or Kincaid brought up, is the orange the culture of Seattle? Well, he mentioned that there was a little orange in the previous jersey. I just happened to be wearing, before he even said that, my 2020 home jersey, and you can see the XFL is in orange and the Dragons is in orange, and it's kind of hard to see, but the number is actually outlined in orange. And, like he said, we're trying to create a new identity here. We're not trying to be Seahawks 2.0 or Mariners 2.0 or Sounders 2.0. We're trying to be Seattle Sea Dragons 1.0. And, it's a new culture. You can see what he's wearing. He's wearing the Blue Friday Seahawks jersey. He's wearing, I don't know if we're going with the current 25 or if that's a Sherman throwback jersey.
Yeah, old Richard. I love.
All right, well, now here, I'm glad you brought that up, Mayor and Kincaid. I'm glad you brought this up, Arlington. I know that we've talked about it before on this show, talking about when The Rock and Danny bought XFL and now changed it to XFL 3.0. We talked and we had said, hey guys, don't be pissed when there's a complete rebranding of the XFL. Yeah. We talked about it. We're like, it's going to happen. I mean, Arlington's wearing the hat. As you see, the new logo right there, the Battlehawks logo. I mean, look, right here. The new Vipers logo right there. Now, Mayor, I'll start with you. Or actually, I'll go with Kincaid. Kincaid, you were a fan of the 2020.
Yeah.
And a fan of the Dragons. Like, were you upset with the complete rebranding of the league? Or would you have wished they'd have kept it? See, like right here, Jared says the new Viper logo is much better. I 100% agree with that. I think that new Viper logo is absolutely better. So you, as an original fan of 2020, what did you think of it, of the rebranding?
Honestly, just for my love and admiration for football, I was honestly more excited than anything. I would say just to see just branding period with the Dragons, Sea Dragons period. I was just happy, looking forward to the possibility of seeing what this franchise would be for the city. Being an avid Seahawks fan, us seeing another league in this city is mind blowing. That's exciting. That's just for me personally. I don't know how other fans think my generation, but I'm sure they would have showing that excited for like the future, what the Dragons could be for the city and stuff. So, my cable 8 at Washington State, they've all kind of talked excited for the new Sea Dragons, the XFL regional champion period, because they want to see more football after the Super Bowl. They want to see what football is. Because some people have that drive to only watch football. One of the more popular, arguably the most popular sport in America. So, that's just going to keep them in. That's kind of where I stand with it overall, but I would just say overall excited for rebranding.
Right, yeah, I get it. Man, we've heard yours. Hey, Kincaid, check your mic setting. I think you got a little bit of feedback there.
Oh, okay.
Is where it's coming from. So Mayor, I know where you've been at on that, right? With it, Arlington, check yours too. Somebody's got a feedback somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm trying to check. Hold on, I'll do this. I'm gonna mute all of us. God, you gotta love the weather. Arlington, I think it's on you, bro. Is it on you?
Checking it real quick.
All right, gotta love it. All right, so Mayor, we've heard you talk about the rebranding. Like, what is it? I know that you're happy with everything, but like overall, like, are you happy with all of the rebranding?
Well, across the board, the Guardians. When we first saw the mannequins wearing the Guardians jerseys, everybody was like, "Whoa, hot green and in forest green or swamp green or whatever." But now that they've actually done the Guardians jersey reveal, they did it at the Duluth Trading Company Cure Bowl, and then I've seen it in a couple more events. I actually kind of think that jersey's not that far off of what Kincaid's wearing right now. It's the brighter green on a darker color, and I'm actually getting with it. When you actually start seeing the jerseys on all 8 teams out there in the environment, I'm fine with it. I'm really fine with it. The initial shock is gone.
Yeah, exactly. The initial shock is gone. Arlington, I know that you've been looking at it and all that, and like where are you sitting at with it?
On which part? About the jerseys themselves?
Just the whole rebranding. Now that we've seen the rebranding, we've had some weeks to look at it. I'm satisfied with it, but I'll go on with mine. So I'll just let you go first.
The minute that they said that they were bringing the league back and then they had a new regime, I was already going to be on board with it no matter what. So that's always been my thing about the XFL. I want to see the best come out of it. Of course, we were in the 2020 season and we wanted to see that progress and go well, but it didn't work out. And then when a new team come up, I was even equally more excited because it was Dwayne Johnson. The XFL was going to remain alive under The Rock and Danny. And then Danny's name being as the chairwoman of the XFL, that is historic all by itself. That made it even more exciting that a woman is the one that's over the league now. So it was going to be a complete rebrand. I'm glad that it is a complete rebrand because this is for their regime. We're not under Vince's regime anymore. So this is where we're at now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, we'd all been talking about this, going, "Oh my God," like Jared says right here, just be happy that the XFL is not dead, which I am. I'm loving it, right? He also says right here, he goes, the hyper green, I think reminds me of some slime green from Nickelodeon at the Universal Studios in the 1990s. So if you look at all that, they've incorporated everything like this. Now, up there in your guys' neck of the woods, the mayor and Van, we have something I want to show you guys real quick that your little media gal just put out that she got for Christmas. So this is courtesy of Haley's picture. So here we go. Look at this. Let's zoom in on this. She got some Project Rock shoes for Christmas from her mother-in-law.
Sweet.
What do you guys? And then if you guys notice right there, look what it says. Let me go back. Right here. Blood, sweat, and respect. What's everybody's thought on that one? Who wants to go first? I don't care.
You can go first.
Look, we all knew that The Rock, and the mayor has come on the show before and told us, this dude, they are pandering to 450 million people. If you'd listened to Player 54 podcast with Michael Lathrop, which I didn't realize it was his birthday today, so happy birthday to you also, Michael Lathrop. The mayor talked about who The Rock and them were going after. The 450 million fans that The Rock has, right? So by them putting out with his Project Rock, yeah, right there, as he's pointing to Kincaid, he's going after those guys, those young guys right there below me. That's the guy he's going after. I think it's great. Of course, why not? You're a media broadcasting company. You are a guy who wants to peddle your stuff. Why wouldn't you have a sponsorship with Zoa for the XFL? Why wouldn't you have a sponsorship for Project Rock and Under Armour, which we have seen? To me, it makes sense because it's just more ways to sell your product. Who wants to go next?
Yeah,
I guess Arlington is.
You pretty much hit the nail on the head, man. Like, you got to cater to all 450 million of the Rock's fans, right? And so you're going to get a nice percentage of fans that's going to put some eyeballs on the XFL, right? Or on any of his merchandise, or purchase anything. You're going to get a nice percentage of it, okay? And so at this point, man, it's smart. It's completely smart. And now I hate to segue a bit, but with this whole new deal with the big boys now getting that YouTube streaming deal, and then also to mention a potential spinoff of ESPN. Thank you, Van. So all of that is going to portray what happens with the future of the XFL, believe it or not.
So let's do this. Let's go to the mayor because the main question we want to get is from a guy who they're targeting, Kincaid, so we'll have him go last. So I'm going to go to the mayor. Mayor, what do you think?
It's a new year, a new generation, a new league. I think it's just get excited. I have a comedian that I follow. His name is Gabriel Iglesias, and he always talks about getting on the roller coaster, and you got click, 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 click to get that safety bar on. And I think this is the time. Strap in, put your chin strap on, get ready for the hits. They're coming. My generation is along for the ride. I'm 63 plus years old. I am the demographic that they think they already own, so they're not even marketing to me. So let's kick it to the guy to my side and see what he thinks.
So, yeah, let's kick it to the kid that they're marketing to, the youngster, the new kid on the show, Mr. Kincaid. I mean, what are you thinking with the XFL marketing to people like you with The Rock and everything that they're doing?
Honestly, I think it's a really good thing. I would just say just because, first of all, The Rock. Let's be honest, man, The Rock. Everyone loves The Rock. I would say, too, a lot of these younger generations, they've watched a lot of the movies he's been in as well, such as Fast and Furious. He's been in some other films as well. I would think kind of seeing that and how popular he is and some of those movies kind of inspired a lot of the youth to really like follow him and like him, much more than he already did. And now that he is, one of the bigger heads of this XFL, I think is huge. And I think, like Mr. Hurst said, get excited, get on board, because this is going to be big. We haven't had anything like this before. I don't think, somebody who is as big as him, really running this thing. So, like I said, man, when I said before, when you asked me, what were my thoughts about this whole rebranding, just revamping it, dude, this is none of the excitement. This is a new turn. And we're all ready for this. I know I'm ready for this. So, it's our goal to kind of get everybody else on board with it, So I'm, like I said, I'm just looking forward to that first kickoff, man, seeing how everything goes. I know once everyone starts tuning in, I'm going to tell you right now, that NFL hangover after the Super Bowl, people get depressed, they get low, they want to see more. They'll have people who just barely miss the playoffs. They just hang low. But their city might have a team in the XFL who can give them that spark that brings them, okay, maybe if we kind of keep pushing, maybe if they see this team doing good, they see the XFL team doing good, maybe we can keep pushing ourselves in the NFL to, make that final push to get to the playoffs and stuff, It's all a motivation tactic, I think. And once you kind of get these guys believing in and believe in themselves and believe in their teams, the sky's the limit, I think. So I'm excited for this, 100%. I'm ready.
There you go. Now, Arlington, you had mentioned the spinoff of Disney that the mayor had sent us. I pulled up the article courtesy of CNN Business, right? Now, we all know Bob Iger is back in charge of Disney. We know what Bob Iger did, right, for Disney, grew Disney to what it is today. Now, where does this leave ESPN, XFL, all of that stuff, right? So I'm not going to really read through the whole article. I'm just going to go to...
Thank God. Do not.
I'm not. Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here to this part because I want to get your guys' take on this part. Again, this is courtesy of ESPN or a CNN Internet Business, right? So right here, as you guys see, it says better off without sports. ESPN, in theory, may have an easier time negotiating with sports leagues as part of a pure play media network. It also makes it easier for the company to try and get into the lucrative world of gambling, which when we were talking to Kincaid last night, he was talking about some gambling type stuff, which may not.
We'll let that slide. It was me, but that's right. We'll let it slide.
Oh, was it you? Well, no, because you had said you thought he was talking about gambling stuff.
That's the thing I was telling you. Yeah.
Okay, listen, be quiet before I mute your microphone, and let me finish reading this article, will you? See, Kincaid, I don't know why you decided to join us. I mean, you're talking to two old idiots who love to argue all the time. But anyways,
I'm not an idiot.
Which may be as easy to sell for a more family-friendly Disney. It's also that this ABC spinoff along with ESPN makes sense between the two of them combined are a much bigger powerhouse in the sports media. Iger goes on to say, or no, this is from, how do you say his name? Cara Hall says, we think ESPN and ABC are integrally linked as a broadcast network, improves negotiation and sports rights, and we're seeing more of these sports on both networks. Now, Arlington, I'm going to let you go first. What do you think? Because you said the spinoff, so that's why I'm going to let you go first, because you said spinoff.
Yeah, it would actually be nice for them to, separate from that because, come on, Disney is family friendly. ESPN kind of been teeter-tottering. They're starting to become family friendly when they really weren't from the get-go. They were hard-hitting trying to get, sports stuff, right? And they started delving into other things that kind of stepped away from it. And like I said, Disney is completely family friendly, or they say they are. So to separate them from that, which I thought happened a long time ago. Like I didn't know for the longest time that Disney had owned ESPN and ABC. And it's time for a separation. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with that. Spin it off. Let's go. It needs to be its own entity. That's how I feel about that. Like, seriously. Did I lose? Am I gone?
No, you're there, Arlington.
You're muted. You're muted, Dirty. You can't hear yourself. You muted yourself.
Mayor, what's your take on the spinoff?
Well, I'm old school. I liked it when ESPN, ABC was their own flavor, and then they got absorbed into the Disney umbrella, and then Disney got part of the Fox networks. I personally would prefer that broadcast go back to broadcast, and movie production and cartoon production and theme parks is completely separate. Not even the same board of directors, not even the same leadership. I'm all for going back and being a standalone broadcast entity, ABC networks, FX, ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus and Disney Plus don't need to be married in my book. So that's where I'm at. I'm old school. Let's keep it simple, stupid.
Now, let's get the guy that they're targeting, Mr. Kincaid. Let's get him and see what he is. I see he's having that problem up there in Seattle.
I was listening to you talk, and then the whole audio cut off. So I was just like, I don't know what anything's happening.
It's good. So we're talking about the spinoff. Like, what's your take on the spinoff?
So it's not just basically I didn't get much because it kind of glitched. It's just basically talking about what did it really say in the thing?
All right, I'll go back to you. So it says Disney is better off without the sports. ESPN, in theory, may have an easier time negotiating with sports leagues as part of a pure play media network. It also makes it easier for the company to get into the lucrative world of gambling, which may not be easy to sell for the Disney family friendly. So, like I said, Arlington was talking yesterday because when we were having a conversation with you yesterday, and Arlington's like, the gambling and stuff. So that's where they're talking. So, with you, what do you think?
Man, I think it's going to be hard to kind of get those guys out of that, gambling, sports betting type of thing. Like Mr. Hurst said, I'm old school as well. I like to keep it simple overall. But people are going to want to take that next step every time to kind of, make it, so they have that thing, they have that basically that power, it's like, hey, I'll make that bet and I'll, win it no matter what, I'm going to keep it, 100. I'm going to keep it, going no matter what, kind of keep that system going. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's possible to kind of, switch that narrative a little bit, but just with the way people are kind of taking advantage of it. I have friends I talk to all the time who are into sports betting and all, making gambles and kind of just making, over unders and stuff, it's become a normality, overall. So, I mean, it's just something that I've noticed. And, if they can make a push to stop, to kind of reduce it a little bit, I'm down for it. But, it's just be really hard with a lot of these younger kids wanting to do it all the time. People want to get the money the easy way, and they think some sports betting might be the easy way if they get something right, I remember I made a bet. I didn't make a bet, but I made a prediction that Patrick Mahomes would win MVP in 2018. I came out of the blue and said it. I said he would throw for 50 touchdowns. That's exactly what he threw for. So, people are willing to take shots at this to kind of, skyrocket their status. So, people are – this is the world of, taking risk. And people are more people are willing to take risk than anything. So, that's kind of where I see it going. But, yeah, it's crazy.
So here's an interesting fact as we're talking about all this, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the mayor mentioned this to me in a conversation that we had. Are you guys ready? Arlington, it's quite funny that this is what we're talking about. And 19 hours ago, Mr. Dwayne Johnson post this on his Facebook. Wow, an entire generation of love. Thank you, Gen Z, for choosing this Gen X big brown bald tattoo man as your number one. Americans between the ages of 13 to 25, I will happily continue to work super hard to provide entertainment and comfort to all of you. I'm not going to read the whole big article, but as you see right there, they voted Dwayne Johnson as the Minions whoring Dwayne Johnson as their number one person that they love. I remember when Dwayne Johnson was just The Rock fighting Stone Cold in the Attitude Era. You know, you have a guy like Kincaid here who's 23 years old. You have my sons who all know who The Rock is. I mean, you have the mayor who knows him from the movies, and I'm not so much wrestling, but here you have this guy that guys like Kincaid are absolutely in love with. Like, let's start with Van. Let's go from the older, work our ways down. So, like, Mayor, I mean, what is it that you like about The Rock?
His money.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
I mean, there you go.
I made it clear. I'm a greedy person. I want more football. So if we can get all of you folks and this whole Gen Z to buy in and buy his movies, his Zoa, his Terramana, his Salt and Straw Ice Cream, his Project Rock, whatever, and then he's got money to fund football for me, I don't like it.
Jesus, this guy's talking everything. Back to me, like what I was saying with The Rock. I mean, you know, growing up in the Attitude Era of wrestling, watching Dwayne Johnson, when he first, look, no offense, but when he first got into movies, The Tooth Fairy, not a very good movie. Game plan,
Scorpion King, man, come on now.
Hold on, game plan, you know, do what?
I said his first movie was the Mummy Return, right?
The score, yeah, and then he did the Scorpion King. But as he, you know, Walking Tall, one of my favorite movies by The Rock. I love Walking Tall. The Rundown, stuff like that.
How about the bedazzled football? Joe King.
No, nobody needs to be shaking her head. That was some crap. That was some junk. The game plan, you know.
You watched it.
I just said I did. But yeah, I mean, look, The Rock, I mean, is, you know, been in my life for half of my life growing up watching him. I mean, all of my kids. Yeah, you're right. Skyscraper was not a very good movie. He should have, you know, first of all, how does it do with an artificial leg jumping into buildings and stuff? Come on, man. That made no sense.
Hey,
you know, but I mean,
this is one of the owners of the XFL, sir. Be careful.
No, but I'm just saying it was a good movie. Like, I love San Andreas, even though it was like, you're like, what? It was great. But yeah, I get why people get the appeal of To The Rock. I get it. And for people my age, I get it because, you know, we're still reliving the Attitude Era of wrestling, and The Rock still has that. He has that personality, you know. Everybody knows, can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Hey. Check yourself into SmackDown Hotel. Right down Jabroni Avenue. Check yourself. You know what I'm saying? Right, exactly. I mean, now Arlington. Yeah, and right. And what Jared just said, you know, Rampage was a good movie. What the man from Alaska all the way up there, DB Stallions, usually everything The Rock touches turns to gold. I like to see him doing some media and local promotion, which I think we will. I mean, Arlington, you're closer to my age, right? You remember The Rock at the height of the Attitude Era. I mean, that's kind of where we see him at. Kincaid's kind of seen him more in the movies and stuff. Like, what is it? What is it that people our age are appealed to this man for? Other than his money, like the mayor said.
So his celebrity, man. Like, when they come off and everything. Here's the thing: in the last 25 years, yes, 25 years. I know The Rock has been on just a little longer than that, but 25 years, we have been able to have The Rock being showcased to us in any form of entertainment. And 450 million followers and fans is over that 25-year period. It could be more because they're not all on Facebook. It could be 1 billion worth, right? And they just know who he is, right? And they got to be just on social media. They can just watch him. You know, you got to understand that a guy like The Rock, and I've seen what DB Stallions was saying about being out in the media doing local promotion. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. You know, all he has to do, He don't even have to say anything. All he has to do is show his face, say, if you smell what the Rock is cooking, say something like that, and they go ballistic. They go ballistic. If he was up in Houston, said, finally, Little Rock has come back to Houston. I mean, it goes bananas. That's what he don't even have to say anything. Man, and that's the thing. He wants to step away from that because he doesn't want to be the focal point, which I get it. But I'm like, sir, this big thing that you're doing, that you're embarking on, this journey, you got to showcase your face somewhere. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But let's not forget, if it wasn't for Danny Garcia, we wouldn't have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
That is true.
So it's now to get to where the global conglomerate we have as Dwayne Johnson.
No, Mr. Kincaid, because Sandy brings up, because I remember John Wayne. My parents remember John Wayne.
I know who he was, but I ain't get to see him.
Yeah, right. We know who he is. I mean, Kincaid might know. We know the mayor probably. The mayor, he's got an interesting story about John Wayne.
Yeah, if you guys probably haven't known, if you actually look in the internet database for movies, you'll find me in there. And my mom's greatest thrill when I lived on a Gary farm in Bend, Oregon, was to have John Wayne come to dinner at our farm table. I was working as a child extra on a movie that a lot of people might have heard of called Rooster Cogburn. It was remade by somebody else, but I was a child actor on it. And one day, my mom picked me up from the bus that we got shuttled from the movie set at a local grocery store called Safeway. And she's bent over picking up some heads of cabbage in a bin. And I'm having conversation behind her. And she raises up and turns around and realizes that I'm talking to John Wayne about what I'm having for dinner that night. And he introduces himself to my mom, or I introduced him, whatever it was. And he says, man, I haven't had ham and cabbage in forever. And she turns around and says, well, why don't you come to dinner tonight? And he says, I'll be there. When and where? That was my mom's greatest thrill, was to actually have John Wayne at our dinner table.
All right, so now I was wanting to get to him, but he'll be back. I know he's having the problems up there. There he is. Now, Mr. Kid, it's all good, kid. Don't shake your head. It's all good. First show jitters, all that good stuff. Now, you probably have heard people talk about John Wayne, right?
I've heard something.
You just say so.
Is The Rock your generation's John Wayne? And what is the appeal to people, your age group, of why you guys love The Rock so much?
Well, I'll just say it for my generation first. I think, like I said before, I think a lot of people see him in like movies, commercials, and now he's getting involved with football. I mean, he was one of the I think he introduced the Super Bowl 56 last year. I think he had the intro, like, is everybody ready? Like, he had like a little intro and stuff that kind of got people riled up in LA. And he also did it at the beginning of the year this year when they played Buffalo. So I think his connection to football, it's just him being overall versatile now, and just everything you see, such as movies, advertisements, commercials, sports. I mean, I think that kind of makes the younger generation love him more, And now with the recent movie that came out, Black Adam, in the DC universe, that's a whole other world, where people are just, heads on loving, you know what I'm saying? So, me personally, I've been watching The Rock for a good minute. I remember when his dad, I watched a little bit of his dad or whatever. I still watch of Rocky Johnson going at it with people and stuff, I mean, people don't even talk about that type of stuff anymore, and their physiques are so similar, so, I mean, like I said, I'm old school when it comes to people, so I tend to just dive into history when it comes to folks. So, The Rock has been a huge inspiration to a lot of the people in Generation, X. My mom grew up watching Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, watching wrestling. That was one of her favorite things to watch. So, I've always had an admiration before he was even doing movies of Dwayne and stuff. So, but this younger generation definitely feels the movies, I think, overall. But I gotta say old school, man. I'm with the old school.
That's the thing, though, Dirty, that Kincaid can say that he saw The Rock in the ring. You and I can say that. Van can say it too. It's like what I think Jared said it. He's worldwide.
Yeah, he's international.
like when you
He's
have
international.
that type of status, and then you put together this league, you're gonna sit here and tell me you don't want to be a part of this, or you don't want to support it? Are you kidding me?
Well, now it's funny that you say that. This league putting it together, right? Again,
Right.
we started to show off with, look what the blitz has been on the XFL, on all the pages. So prime example, Houston Roughnecks. If you don't have your season tickets, email.
They've been promoting. Now, that's the one thing I will say the Roughnecks have been doing is promoting about those tickets.
Yeah. Now, okay, like us, like the three of us, like Arlington, A-Train, me, Van, we're more of the Facebook and stuff like that. Kincaid's more of the whole, the YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, right? So here they are. And I'm going to call the guy's name out. And how would you say his name? DAULTON.channel@xfl.com. How would you say his first name?
Dalton.
Okay, is that how you would say it? You threw me off. So Dalton Castle or Dalton Channel, Dalton.channel@xfl.com is your ticket guy for Houston. Go hit them up. I mean, they're posting it that's the new one. The other ones are so old. There's a new guy in San Antonio. There's a guy in St. Louis. We need to get this reach out. Like we said, we're 25 days away from camp, right? We're 57 days away from the kickoff, okay? When do we really start seeing the media blitz? Because somebody had asked earlier, and this was a question, like, have you guys seen any local stuff in Seattle? Have you guys?
I wonder if it has to do with I know teams like San Antonio and like Memphis, some of these, teams, some of these cities haven't had like that league, that football team. And I wonder if part of that hunger, to kind of get those views or get those tickets in, for people to watch. I know Seattle has a few, major league sports teams like the, baseball with the Mariners. You have the Cracks with hockey and stuff. I wonder if that hunger factor is not as there, with the Seahawks being there and stuff, and maybe that might play a role. I'm not sure, but I haven't really seen many local things as much, and I want to see more. Maybe there are out there, but I think there are ways to kind of promote it, to kind of get these fans, riled up. The only way I would see, Seattle possibly doing something is, if let's say if the Seahawks are really, really bad or they aren't doing good, they're probably going to say, hey, let's watch this other league, maybe they'll do good or whatever, So I don't know. But I haven't really seen people go absolutely insane here. But then again, maybe it has to do with the other leagues that are
right. Yeah. Okay, Mayor. I know you're constantly.
Okay, so just to give the world an update of what's going on in Seattle right now, Geno Smith, long tenured 9-year backup in the NFL, didn't really do anything when he came out of West Virginia and was drafted by the Jets. Just got selected first round vote for the Pro Bowl. That is the story that all the Seattle media, all the Seattle hype is going with. The Sea Dragons now understand that. So every time that an email goes out from the team, local sports, whatever, they're not trying to fight that wave of NFL popularity. Besides Geno, we have 3 other players got first-round votes to the Pro Bowl. What's going on is very subtly, the Sea Dragons, in these emails going out to the 69,000 season ticket holders for the Seahawks and the 10,000 Blue Pride waiting list people, is a little ad in the corner of the email that says, hey, by the way, kicking off the week after the Super Bowl, your Seattle Sea Dragons. They're understanding their place in the local sports market right now. That's what they're doing.
Arlington with Houston, are you seeing anything?
Right now, what I've been seeing is with the Roughnecks is that I've been seeing locally. You know how you have advertisements in your city on social media, right? Because they're able to manipulate it that way. in your city. So right now I'm seeing a lot of Roughnecks tickets. Go get your Roughnecks tickets. And this is from the actual team, and it's from the XFL. So that's the advertisements that I've seen so far is, hey, we understand that Texas may not be doing so well. They didn't say that, but they've been ramping up on get your tickets for the Houston Roughnecks coming for 2023. You want to get the best seats in the house. So that's kind of the thing I've been seeing so far in Houston is getting season tickets. It was crazy. I'm like, I haven't seen the jersey part. I'm like, because people are going to want that jersey too. I've seen it in Seattle, St. Louis. I've seen it in DC. And with Arlington.
So right. In St. Louis, here's what I've seen. I've only seen it on the billboard at the Dome. That's it. That's all I've seen. I mean, yeah, Sandy says there was a commercial in the Blackhawks game. Yeah. Or what's the team here in St. Louis? Oh, yeah, the Blackhawks, the St. Louis Blackhawks. We had, a commercial there. We had the commercial on the NFL or during the NFL game on ESPN Monday night, right? But the mayor said it didn't show up on YouTube, but it was all out there, Greg. Greg Parks at XFL Analyst posted. I mean, look, 15 minutes ago, a new guy in San Antonio. So people in San Antonio, you need your tickets. Reach out to Jose Midian. Jose, JOSE.MEDELLIN at XFL.com. And you can get your tickets. I mean, it's there. And I'm just trying to figure out why in certain cities we're seeing certain things going and in certain cities that we're not. It's curious. Like, I'm seeing it in St. Louis. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I am seeing it's on the billboard, Highway 70s, travel the line. So it's on the billboard. Get your season tickets. I'm seeing it on Facebook, right? But, I mean, okay, I'm going to go back to Kincaid because this is the market that they're offering to, right? Do you think they need to expand their social media more to go to the different areas? Like when the Rock, see, look, right here. We got Marco all the way in San Antonio. Hey, go Brahmas, which I think have the best uniforms, hands down, overall uniforms. I've said that. So Viper's a close second. But, I mean, like, The Rock, he's always on TikTok. Like, do you think he might need to do a TikTok and say, hey, go to XFL.com, get your tickets?
That's all he needs to say. He don't even need to say anything like exuberant. He don't even have to go into a big spiel. Just say, hey, go to XFL.com. Tickets. I'm not, and he don't need to say I need to lay the smack down on him. No, we good. Because if you're saying you did the regime, you keep all of that out. I know that's part of his persona and whatnot, but just say, hey, go to XFL.com and get your tickets today.
All right. Mr. Gen Z, the one they're going after. What do you think?
I'm telling you, I mean, like I said before, I definitely think they should definitely expand on these other media platforms and kind of just putting it out there because, like I said, I mean, like how I found, Mr. Hurst, when I met him, at Red Robin, you don't know who you may encounter, who you may inspire, or who you may, come across to. Once you put that out there, you can reach a certain amount of people. You can reach a certain amount of group that really buys into this idea. And, if The Rock did a TikTok, that's definitely going to spark some attention 100%. So do anything you can at this point, because since the days are counting down, you got to really jump on it and kind of, get this thing rolling. So it kind of draws this, crowd to really want to buy into it. So, go on TikTok, go on Instagram. I would say TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube are the big go on. They kind of spark this thing, And, like I said, talk about the history. Go back to show clips of the old XFL, more current clips, show like a whole unit of everything to show what it could become, what it could become under Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and stuff, and what it could look like, show players who've had success going from XFL to the NFL, what they've become, if they become Super Bowl champions, if they become, Pro Bowlers, etc. Show those type of things. That way people can buy in, they can say, oh my gosh, these guys, although they were former NFL players, they've made something of themselves in the XFL. And now if they transition and become a star, XFL had a huge part of their success. So I think those are some of the things we can look at in terms of promoting it and kind of putting it out there, I would say.
Just want to say up front, the USFL had just put out one of their players is now a Pro Bowler.
See?
Vontae Turpin over in the Cowboys, who was their league MVP.
He's something else.
Next year, the same year, he's a Pro Bowler.
I'm telling you, man.
So you don't think they blowing that up? They are constantly blowing that up.
Hey,
yeah, you get an opportunity.
And that's what I mean. That's exactly what I'm talking about, because some of these guys have talent that people kind of just get overlooked, I mean, think about the colleges that don't, really have many people come out, to come to the NFL draft, who don't get committed or don't get selected. Those players might have the talent that nobody else sees. Say they go to the XFL and ball out, and then they go to the NFL team. They get to showcase their talent in this league and show what they're about. What I'm saying? They're not going to get overlooked by the NFL, because they're not too big, they don't have the speed, they're not quick enough, etc. And these are just opportunities, and the key word is opportunity. Opportunity is the key word. And once you get that opportunity, you'll be able to see a lot more about what these players can do and stuff. So that's what I'm more focused on. So yeah, if you want to advertise it, show former players, show what they've done. And I would say the number one guy right now is Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke's that dude right now. And what he's doing, I don't care about, Carson Wentz, all these other guys. He's been getting that team wins, beating the Packers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like guys like this, who can uplift the team. You can go to the media and watch them. They're talking about when they ask about Heineke, the guy. And if they're saying that he's the guy, he was a former XFL player, what do you think these other players could be if they get the opportunity? Showcase what they could do. Showcase these players. And that's what I really focus on. So if they want us to get something started, I would start from there. Show the history, show these players, man, and get people locked and get people to buy in. And that's what's going to really spark this thing and take it on the ride, I would say.
Hello, Marcos. I want to say that to him because he mentioned my name, so I want to make sure I get that out there.
All right, well, look, I'm old and I'm fat and I'm hungry, and it's cold in my studio. And I got a dog whining upstairs because she wants to go out.
You just sat there and said that because we ran over, right?
Yeah, we are in overtime. And we haven't even made our plugs that this is the X Fan Show Afternoon Delight. It used to be the Oreo edition until the mayor joined us. Look, somebody said dirty is Santa.
Yeah, we want to know if Santa Claus is going to bring us anything, a schedule or something. I need something for Saturday. Right.
All I want for Christmas is the schedule. Mayor, will you please be my Santa?
Or tell Santa.
Please be my Santa and tell Santa to give us the schedule.
Joe, you don't realize the schedule has been released?
No, Mayor.
It's a scavenger hunt. You go to each one of the venues, you look at their events page, and you see when they have other stuff scheduled, okay?
That is true.
That scavenger hunt is here.
That is true. Hey, but thank you to the mayor for joining us. Kincaid, welcome aboard. Don't worry about the technical issues on your first show. If it happens again, then we might fire you and get a new intern, but we'll talk about that later. You never know. But hey, on behalf of myself, my family, and the X-Fan Show, I want to wish everybody here, and I want to wish all three of you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and to all of our fans, thank you guys for the support. I mean, we literally could not do this show 3 days a week without all of you guys. So I want to wish a Merry Christmas to all of our fans, and a Happy New Year to all of our fans and family and their friends. So Merry Christmas to all you guys. Arlington, I know you'd want to say something to our dumb fans that I don't like.
You told them Merry Christmas, right?
Just because it's the holiday season. I'm trying not to be a cringe.
You already are. You look like one.
Yeah, I know. Go on.
You look like one. Hey, Merry Christmas to everyone. And, I can't wait. Next week, we'll be wrapping up the year. and getting ready for just a couple of months away, like literally 6 weeks. When the year is out, it'll be 6 weeks away, 6-7 weeks away until the season starts.
There you go.
End of the season. So Merry Christmas to y'all. Love you all. Go get you some XFL merch.
And go to the XFL.com and buy your actual merch from the XFL. Not knockoff.
Yes, hot water for everyone, champ. Hot water for everyone. Hot water.
Kincaid, before we go, you want to say anything to anybody since you're new? We'll let you give a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I want to appreciate, the opportunity. Thank you for, all three of you to kind of give me the shot to kind of talk about this type of stuff, I mean, a lot.
Well, make sure you got your stuff fixed by next by the New Year, or we're firing you.
Shut up.
Man. Yeah, I know. It's like, I don't know what's been up with it, man. Like, it's just my internet.
I'm messing with you, kid. I'm messing with you, kid.
Man, but like I said, I appreciate, all three of you to give me the opportunity to kind of talk on here and stuff, I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and I'm just looking forward to the next segment of time to talk about this stuff, man. I'm ready to get this show on the road.
All right, let's get to look. Since this is an XFL show, and the man sitting there who kind of looks like Santa if he had a big white beard, the mayor. Let's let the mayor have the last word for the show. Let's have him see what he wants to wish people. I don't want to wish anybody anything anymore, so I'm done talking.
Guys are so calendar impaired, it's amazing. We are 15 days from camp. We're not 19. We're not 21. Get it right. We're 15 days from football in the greater Arlington, Texas area in 4 stadiums, 2 teams per stadium. And I can't wait for all the reports out of the camp. I get more football in 15 days. With that, the last time I had a white beard, Dirty was complaining, going, "Oh, you look all scruffy." So I went ahead and got my hair colored, got my beard cut off, and now he's bitching because I'm not Santa Van. So, make up my mind, Dirty, which way we go. But with that, happy holidays, everyone. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I look forward to visiting all 8 cities again this coming season and meeting most of you out there. I have had the opportunity of meeting in person the other 3 people in this video currently. Got to meet the Oreo, or I don't know. Are we an ice cream sandwich when Arlington's in the middle then instead of an Oreo? What are we doing there? Neapolitan.
All right, this is how it would look. I kid you not. This is how it would look if we did this particular layout. That's it.
Okay.
That's all you
get. Okay. So the old farts on the right, the young farts on the left.
Oh, snap.
So anyway, with that, happy holidays. Get your XFL tickets. I want to see all of you in a stadium sometime this year.
And with that being said, I'm going to say goodbye. Arlington, wrap this thing up so I can go eat.
All right, everybody disperse. I'm getting y'all out of here. So everybody get out. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into this edition of the X-Fan Show. I got a lump of coal for Dirty since he wanted to be a Scrooge. And make sure that you go and tune in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. All right, and we'll catch you guys next time. Merry Christmas to you all from the X-Fan Show. We'll see you later.